Hey, Pastor Steve Waldron here today. We're going to look at titles, religious titles today. And Jesus' teaching on this is found, as so many wonderful teachings are, in Matthew chapter 23. That's when he really took off against the Pharisees. But let's start in verse 8, Matthew chapter 23. It says, "But be not ye called rabbi, for one is your master, even Christ, and all your brethren." I love how Scripture does this. Don't be called rabbi. That's a Jewish term, but most people reading this are going to be Gentiles, so he interprets it. For one is your master. So it lets you know rabbi means master. It was more than just a teacher. It was, somebody that would follow. And that's the reason they were used to Jesus kind of being, in a certain sense, a rabbi, because they were following, listening to his teachings. And so, it wasn't just a teacher. It was somebody you just kind of picked up their lifestyle. It was lifestyle teaching and all this kind of stuff. And all your brethren. So he said, don't say rabbi. So I find it fascinating in the Christian world today. There's, I know in one prominent Christian magazine, it's called Ask the Rabbi. I'm like, has somebody not read the Scripture here? Don't be called rabbi. And don't be called master either. "And call no man your father upon earth, for one is your Father which is in heaven." Now that's not talking about in family relationships. That is talking in a religious connotation. So you're never supposed to call a religious leader rabbi or father or master. "Neither be ye called masters." Then he goes on, "For one is your master, even Christ." And the reason is his, "But he that is greatest among you shall be your servant. Whosoever shall exalt himself shall be abased." This is verse 12 of Matthew 23. "And he that shall humble himself shall be exalted." So we're not supposed to be after the titles. We're supposed to be after the service in the work. Now people say, well, how about being called pastor? Well, I think that's totally fine. That's a very scriptural thing. We're going to go in, Lord willing, one day into the scriptural role of pastors. The Bible talks about bishops, 1 Timothy chapter 3. It talks about elders. These are all very scriptural terms. Apostle, prophet, evangelist, pastors, and teachers. But there are certain religious titles that you are not supposed to take. And you're also supposed to not seek religious titles. Look, I'm a pastor, but if I have to go around telling everybody I'm the pastor, maybe there's something wrong there. And I don't know who with. Maybe me, maybe them, maybe a little bit of both. But we're supposed to do the work of the ministry, the work God has called us to do. So don't be after the titles. Be after Jesus. Be after service. God will raise you up. Humble yourself under the mighty hand of God. He'll raise you up in due season. It's not about titles. It's about serving Jesus and his wonderful people, his body. Seeing other people born again of water and spirit. God bless you today.